Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Sam Spade from the Midnight Devils out of Omaha, Nebraska, Chicago, Illinois, and we are ready to party. There's only one way to rock, and it's down under, baby. We're coming for you, Australia.
Hell yeah, Sam. That you are, my friend. Good to hear.
Dude, exciting. We are beyond excitement. Doesn't even begin to touch how the feelings that are running through us right now as we get ready. You know, we're a few weeks away. And everybody's just looking forward to this so much.
Yeah, cool. So for those who don't know, the Midnight Devils are finally making their way out to Australia later this month for a run of dates with Donny Vi, starting in Sydney on June 29th and going through Newcastle, Brisbane, Gold Coast, Geelong, and Adelaide before finishing in Melbourne, Melbourne before finishing in Hobart on July the 8th. So have you packed yet, mate? Are you that excited you've packed, or are you still taking it easy?
We're getting it already. Yes, we're in the preparation right now. We're kind of working on. It's really cool. We have this time off in between tours where we can put together. We're putting together all the new songs for what is going to be the third Midnight Devils record. So we're kind of using this time to gear up for what is to come next. And this big Australian tour is going to be just like the cherry on the top, man. You know, we're coming, and it's really a dream come true. So we just did Europe 6 months ago. So we kind of got the lay, and we're kind of ready for this trip. We know what to kind of sort of expect on our end and what to be prepared for. So now it's just up to what Australia throws our way.
Cool. So, like, I know you guys are seasoned travelers and stuff, but is it daunting in any way, like going to the other side of the world to somewhere you've never been before to play a heap of shows?
Absolutely. It is the craziest thing ever. Just to even kind of put it into perspective, like riding on a plane for 24 hours, you go back a day. Just the whole logistics of it was kind of a nightmare to just even talk about. We did it all in the bus while we were cruising around on tour. We bought the tickets, we did everything. You know, we put it together kind of as a band, and that was a really cool thing to kind of to experience that with all the guys right there in the bus cruising down the highway, thinking, man, what are we gonna do? We know we bring our guitars, but what's the party gonna be like? Europe was insane. I can only imagine Australia's gonna be 10 times as insane.
Yeah, so what are you actually expecting from Australian crowds, mate? Have you done your homework, or are you just going to take it as it comes?
Well, the things that I know is that I only know a few things. You know, like we hear from here in America, AC/DC. It's the home of AC/DC. How can we go wrong? It's Airborne. You know, the band Airborne, man. Like those are huge bands here for us in the States. So we get to kind of carry on that tradition, bring our style of rock and roll. And I think the thing we noticed the most about European bands is that American rock and roll hits different. And so I'm expecting just the wild and crazy that Australia is known for. We're expecting that. We're looking forward to it. We're going to encourage it, and we want the full experience.
So on the flip side, mate, what can we expect from you? What's a typical Midnight Devils show like?
There is no typical. We have an idea of what we're going to do, and going into every show, we don't write set lists. We don't play tracks. We don't go anything. It's all about feel and the energy coming off the crowd. You can better believe that we're going to bring it. It's going to be, you know, makeup clad, glitter covered, lipstick smeared insanity from the get go. And I'm telling you, it's not just on stage, off stage. So prepare yourself, Kris. I don't think that we're going to be a handful. I think it's just going to be an absolute blast. Everybody's going to be going crazy. And for us touching down, it will be like kids in a candy shop, I think, with the beautiful Australia, just a whole new culture to experience. But you can expect loud guitars and screaming and just excitement all around.
Oh. So Donny Vi, who you're coming out with, is a former singer from Enough's Enough. Like, I know you guys are close with the current singer Chip, but have you heard much of their stuff from before when Donny was with the band?
Yeah, we're kind of familiar with Donny, and we've heard a lot of stories. Jimmy, our drummer, toured with him previously to the Midnight Devils. They went out a bunch as Enough's Enough. So we're really kind of we're cool with Donnie. He was there for the recording of our record, actually. Never Begged for It. We were cutting the single for Highway 69. I was nervous as hell, sitting in Chip's house, and there was a knock on the door, and in walks Donnie, and I was like, oh man, like we got the two dudes here from Enough's Enough. This is the coolest thing ever. So it's almost like kind of like you being our tour manager. It was written in the stars, like going on tour with Donnie. It kind of was, foretold back when we started recording this record.
Yeah. And you actually did your first international tour with Chip and Enough's Enough last December when you played 10 countries in Europe in 30 days, mate. Like, that's a pretty good effort. Yeah,
it was huge. And that was going into that, I was unbelievably nervous. And like we talked about, like, am I nervous about going to Australia? I am nervous and I am prepared. But going into that one, I had no idea. It was our first trip out of the country, my first trip out of the country. And it was a lot to undertake and put together. We spent a year working on it, putting it together, and it worked out to where the shows and the people were so much more than I ever expected, more than I dreamed of. We went over like gangbusters. It seems like that kind of sleazy glam American style rock and roll went over really well. So I really feel that going to Australia, it's going to be even better than it was in Europe.
Yeah. And you're touring now on the back of, as you said before, your new single, Highway 69, which to me seems to be more of a straight ahead rock number from you guys. Like, am I right in saying that?
Yeah, absolutely. We call those power tracks. So when we wrote the record and we had the list of songs, we go, okay, these are our power tracks and our songs that are just straightforward, just kick you in the teeth, like we're coming for it. And it seemed that Highway 69 was the one that was the obvious single. It was the one everybody loved it. And it just seemed to take on a life of its own and become its own song. And we played it prior to releasing the record. And every time we play it, the whole place just goes crazy. So it's one of my favorites to play. I'm so proud of that song. I'm proud of the video and the way that it sounds.
And you mentioned before you're in the process of writing your third album at the moment, mate. How far advanced are you?
We have 10 or 11 songs written already. They're structured out, and kind of what we're hoping to do is start demoing these songs and getting them ready prior to us coming to Australia. So that's kind of our goal. I don't know if we'll reach it or not, but we're working hard and we're putting in the hours and the time that needs to be put in to make another really great record. We had success with Never Beg for It, and now we want to follow it up with whatever the third record is going to be and keep on that the momentum. Bands they put out an album and then they toured, and put out an album and they toured, and you just do that for years. And so that's kind of the idea of going into this third record.
Oh. And later this year, you're also doing a world tour with Pretty Boy Floyd, mate. So will that bring you back to Australia again on a world tour?
Unfortunately, no, unless you bring us back. That's going to be the key there. We'll see as our tour manager how crazy that we can make you. But with Pretty Boy Floyd, we're doing 2 weeks in September, which will hit I believe Germany, Norway, and Belgium, and then we come back again in November to hit the UK, Italy. There's a few other ones, so mostly it's that mainland Europe.
So before we go, bro, have you got any final words for Australian fans before you hit our shores?
I've heard so much about Australian fans and about rock and roll in Australia, and everything that I've heard is that the intensity, the energy, the absolute insanity is like none other. So I'm holding on to hope that when we touch down, it's just going to be one giant party, one giant celebration for the next 10 days, for the next 2 weeks. Everybody's going to be smiling, everybody's going to be having a blast, and we are going to be loving Australia.
Sensational, Sam. Well, thanks for your time, mate. Always a pleasure speaking with you. The Midnight Devils are in Australia from June 29th with Donnie Vi, and they go pretty much everywhere. So you can get your tickets now through titanstouring.com.au, and hopefully, well, I won't say hopefully, we'll see you at a show, mate, because I'll be at everyone with you.
It's going to be great, and we are super psyched. And you know what? I'm going to bring you it took 2 years to get to the first record. I'll bring them. I'll hand deliver the next one. All right, don't worry.
Beautiful. I'll give you guys a heavy t-shirt each too, just to go along with it.
Perfect, Kris. Thank you so much.
My pleasure, brother. We'll see you in a couple of weeks.
All right, sounds great, buddy. Can't wait.
Take care, my man.
Thanks.
The straps tightening around your wrist, all that powerless addiction I can't resist. You fight to the last drop, you're ripping your heart out. You don't get a come until we're all getting off. Hey, 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 hey. This ain't the masterpiece.